Hi everyone, my name is Behruz. Welcome back to our ROS production tutorial series. In today's video, we are going to continue work our utxos set and move some methods from blockchain and to the utxos set. Now, the first method that we want to move from the blockchain go to our utxos set file is this method here called find expandable outputs. So we are going to cut entire function method and move to the utxos set. Okay, we need to do some changes. Instead, we use a find and expand transaction from the blockchain. We need to load from the database and load all utxos from the database. And then we need to remove this for loop and all structure of we implemented before with this. Okay, let's walk through. First, we need to load utxos from database. Then we use the iterate to walk through entire database and load the transaction ID, and also we use a deserialize to uh, convert the value to the TXT outputs. Then we need to walk through to our outputs and check if this output is logged by this address and accumulated less than the amount. We just need to increase the accumulate with the value. Then we need to check this transaction ID is already non-spent output. We just need to push out index to them, and then if is none, we just need to insert a new one with the vec of out idx. Then at the end, this is the same as before, so return accumulated and unspent outputs. Okay, then another method we are going to create in the utxos set is find utxos. As you can remember, we changed the blockchain method utxo find utxo set find utxo structure. So somehow we need to access the find utxo from the utxo set too. So it's not that hard. So we just need to create empty txt outputs, open the database, walk through the database. We use a bind code deserialize the value to text output and walk through to outputs. Then check this address pub key hash. I can access the output. Then we just need to put push to our outputs, then return utxos. Okay, so after these changes, we need to do some refactor to our code first. Instead, uh, in the transaction, in the utxos, before we had the blockchain, so we need to replace with the utxos set, then to can access the find expandable outputs. Then in a CLI command, we had bc blockchain find utxos. We comment this line, create a utxo set, pass the blockchain, and use the find utxo from the utxo set. Then walk through the two entire outputs. Then increase the balance by the value. Then in send command, we need to some changes too. So instead of all the structure we already had, we need to update them. First, we need to create a blockchain, pass to the utxo set, create a new utxo, and with the from to an amount and pass the utxo set. Then create a new Coinbase from address to another address if is be reward. Then we need to access the blockchain from the utxo and add a block. Then we just need to update a block. So as you can see, the add block return and nothing. So we just need to return a new block. So we return a new block, and also we need to pass the block here. So we get rid of the error. Another error we have in our new utxo method in transaction, we just need to pass the blockchain to access the signed transaction. I made a mistake. Instead of the return I32 and hash map in the tuple, we need to pass them to the result. So in the and then in a new UTXO, we just need to add the question mark to get rid of the error and to access the tuple. And also we need to pass the OK here in the UTXO set from the find unexpended outputs. And then in a CLI command, when we want to create a blockchain with a specific address, we need to reindex uh, reindex for UTXO set. So we need to create another command to manually call the reindex when we want. So the command is reindex, and then we check if the command reindex create a new blockchain, pass to the UTXO set, and call the reindex. And you can see we can count how many transactions we have in the UTXOs. Before we going to uh, test our blockchain in the command line, we need to do some changes in a UTXO set. So in the reindex, we need to remove UTXOs when we want to call your reindex. So if doesn't exist, we just print info. And also when we are to create a blockchain, we also need to check the error for remove directory data blocks, because if the blocks data blocks not exist in our data, so we just need to pass an info. Okay, in the command line, we want to first create a bunch of wallets. Okay, let's create a wallet, create wallet, and we create another wallet here. So let's show the balance of this address in the our create in a when we create a blockchain. So we need to check how many tokens this address has. So in a CLI, let's create a blockchain, empty blockchain, and then check the how many balance this address have. Okay, let's see. First, we need to create a wallet. Then with this wallet, we need to create a blockchain. So we call the create to create a blockchain with this address. Okay, our blockchain created, and then we need to check the balance for this address. So we use the get balance and paste it. Okay, as you can see, this address had 100 token. So let's create another wallet, send token to this address. And okay, let's change the get balance to send, then paste the address here, and let's say 30 tokens, and enter. Okay, we don't have any error, so let's check the balance for this address. Okay, let's remove this and paste the address. As you can see, 30 tokens pass to this address. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we are going to talk about a little bit about marker tree and how we can set them in our blockchain. See you soon.